Hi friends, welcome to Solar Mama's ABCs of Solar Energy, where we're breaking down solar power one letter at a time. I'm Solar Mama, your guide to harnessing the sun's energy to power our lives. Today, we're diving into C for cell, yet mighty building blocks inside the solar panels that make this whole thing work. You want to know how these tiny squares turn into sunlight? Well, grab a seat and let's get started. So what's a solar cell? It's a small square piece inside a solar panel that does the heavy lifting. If you've ever seen a solar panel close up, you'll notice dozens of little tiny squares. They're usually about 6 inches by 6 inches. Each cell is where the magic happens, where sunlight gets transformed into electricity. So here's a simple version of how all of that works. A solar cell is made up of special material, usually silicone, which is great at reacting to sunlight. When the sun rays hit the cell, they knock tiny particles called electrons loose. Those electrons start moving, and that movement creates an electric current. It's like the electrons are getting a little push to get moving. Each solar cell produces a small amount of power, 0.5 to 0.6 volts, enough to light a small LED light. But when you connect 60 to 70 cells together in a panel, that gives you enough juice to power lights, your phone charger, maybe even your fridge. I like to think of solar cells as the heart of the solar panel. Small, but mighty. And the best part, they don't need any fuel, no moving parts, just pure sunlight. Now let's talk about how these solar cells are made, because it's kind of fascinating. Most solar cells start with silicone, which actually comes from sand. The same stuff that you find at the beach or at sand dunes here in Colorado. The silicone is purified and it's shaped really thin, so like flat wafers. These wafers are then treated with special coatings to make them better at capturing sunlight. Silicone is the most second abundant element in the Earth's crust, but turning it into a solar cell takes some serious precision. The wafers are wired together, covered with protective glass, and sealed to keep out water and dirt. That's why solar panels last 25 years or more. They're built tough, so those cells continue to work for 25 years or so. So here's something else to think about. Each solar cell is super thin, about as thick as a piece of paper. But don't let that fool you. They're designed to handle the heat, cold, and hailstorms. We get a ton of those here in Colorado. I personally think that's pretty impressive for something so small, right? But not all solar cells are the same. So I'm going to talk about two main types now, monocrystalline and polycrystalline. They both do the same job, turn sunlight into electricity. Crystalline cells are made from a single, that just means they produce more power in a smaller space, which is perfect for rooftops with limited space. So the panels with these cells are gonna cost a little bit more upfront. Polycrystalline cells, on the other hand, are made up of multiple silicone crystals that are melted together. They have more of a blushy speckle look, so kind of like a mosaic. These are a little less efficient, so they're using maybe 15 to 18%, but they're a lot cheaper to produce. So this makes for a great choice if you're working with a lot more space or you have a tighter budget. Personally, I've seen homeowners go with the monocrystalline rooftops just because they're working with a smaller space and every inch counts. And I've seen people go to the polycrystalline for bigger installations, such as a barn or ground-mounted systems that we've done as well. Regardless, both are reliable and it gets the job. So if you're thinking about going solar, check with your installer and the person who sold you the solar that it's fitting what is best for your needs. So why should you care about solar cells? Is these little cells are the starting point for cleaner energy. Every watt of electricity that is produced means there's less reliance on fossil fuels, which is better for the planet and your wallet. One solar panel with 60 cells can generate enough electricity to cover a huge chunk of your electricity bill. Then you string a few panels together, you could be powering your entire house. Plus, solar cells are getting better all the time. So that's C for cell. Those tiny squares are the heart of solar power, turning sunlight into clean electricity one electron at a time. What's so cool is something so small can make such a big difference for your home, community, and planet. Do you have questions about solar cells? Maybe you're wondering how many you need for your home or if they work on cloudy days. Drop it in the comments below, as I'd love to hear for you. And if you're enjoying Solar Mama's ABCs of Solar Energy, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss D. I've got more solar goodness coming your way. So before I go, here's a quick challenge. Take a look around your neighborhood this week, see if you can spot some solar panels, and guess if they're monocrystalline or polycrystalline. Let me know what you find in the comments. Thanks for hanging out, and let's continue to explore solar together, and we'll see you on the next episode.